At age 15 you told your girlfriend you were in love with her and you'd always be there when she was in need. Aphrodite heard this and turned it into a reality. After a month you got bored and dumped her, but you still appear by her side when she's in need even now, 10 years later. She had been horrified the first time. It was just toilet paper. But, well, she was in need. And there I was. I had been making a sandwich. Then suddenly I was stood in the cubicle with her bread still in hand. It took a few more instances to work out what was going on. The time I had been in the shower was really bad for both of us. And our exams were a nightmare. After that she started to take advantage a bit. Her own personal genie to help out whenever she needed it. We had argued, shouted, tried to make it work and gone through lots of solutions. I didn't mind so much with some of it. It was always a surprise what she would need me for. I hadn't minded changing the tire for her. In the rain. At night. I got used to just appearing in random situations where I had to do something but never knew what. I began preparing. The look on her face when she cut herself chopping vegetables. I had the antiseptic. Bandages. All sorts just there in the little bag I had started carrying. I took her to the hospital and it all worked out. After that she stopped abusing the power. She always tried to be independent. If I was summoned, she was in genuine need. Looking back, it shaped both of us. She learned not to take advantage. I learned to be prepared. We both learned to cope. To deal with situations we would never expect to be put in. I learned to be generous. To help. She learned not to rely on others. It made us both better people. For different reasons. A few times. The best times. She just needed to talk. Sometimes a shoulder to cry on. There were hard times of course. The tire was nothing to helping her move that sofa. By then she had tried to not need me. I was a last resort. Slowly, the summonings got further apart. There was a time I would see her at least once a week. Then it was a month. One time I realized it had been a year. I missed her. She had been so nice the last times. Always appreciating that I helped her. She used to say you could have just walked off but I couldn't. I knew she needed me. Or I wouldn't be there. What kind of person would I be if I just walked off? We ended up being very good friends. We would meet up every now and then. Catch up. Always kept in contact. We would get approval on boyfriends and girlfriends. I thought that was how it would be. Until that night. I thought she had stopped needing me. She had grown up to be the most self-sufficient woman I knew. It was hard to keep a relationship going. Nobody could compare to her. We had both set unrealistic expectations. We both had good jobs. Everything was going well. Eventually I felt safe enough to move away. Across the country. I had never considered that before. She only summoned me, you see. I had to make my own way back. More than once naked. Often without a wallet or phone. Never with my car. So I stayed near. It had been years since she last summoned me. We agreed it would be safe for me to move away. She had usually helped with my expenses getting home. She even kept some clothes for me in her room just in case. I never stopped carrying the ready kit. It was too useful. All my friends knew I was the go-to guy for literally anything. I never realized just how important it would turn out to be. The tools were basic, compact, but excellent in quality and good at their job. I even slept with that bag. I always slept in some fairly good pajamas that could pass for day wear if needed. And I always had the bag with me. I was walking home from work when it happened. That familiar feeling I hadn't had in so long. I felt the pull, as I always had, but it was strong. This time, there was an urgency. I opened my eyes and looked around. I took in the environment ready for anything I did not expect. The room was dark. A single small light in the middle provided the only illumination. I had appeared in a corner. In the shadows. There were no windows. Only one door. I could hear crying.